Your business in Google is changing. Now, if you want to be successful with getting new business through your Google business profile, you can't do what you did last year. And if you do, then you can't expect the same results. So today I'm going to break down some of those changes since the time when Google Business Profile came about from Google My Business. And I'm going to show you a real life example where a business made a few small changes and saw a 70% increase on bookings. And all they did was just focus on a few things that Google were after. So the fact is there's a new way to succeed in Google Business. If you want your business to appear on Google Business Profile, if you want it to appear on Google Search, Map Pack, or the top 3 with Google Maps, then you need to be aware of what it is that Google's now currently rewarding. So firstly, just worth bearing in mind that there's a new Google Business Profile, and the way that you actually update your business is all happening in a different way in the last few months. It may not give you as much control as you had before, but it's very clear what Google now is rewarding. So there's the positive. Secondly, the other thing you need to bear in mind is that many of the things that were taught by gurus a few years ago are no longer needed and actually could potentially harm your business. So in effect, a lot of people are just doing stuff that they're seeing online and it's not really working, it's just wasting their time. And the third area, which we're going to focus more on, is that your customers are also changing. Their requirements, their expectations, what they're after is now different to what it was just a few years ago. Your customers want quicker information, they want to know where it is, they may look at it now on their mobile, they want it so it's on Google Maps, and they want information fast and precise and in a trustworthy way. So here's an example of how things are changing as far as your customers are concerned. A few years ago, it was just about reviews. So you go to a directory or you might go to a trade area and there would be reviews and they were trustworthy, and that was how you ranked various businesses. But your customers know there's fake reviews. They don't trust reviews in the same way they used to. So if you're a business owner and you're focusing on getting reviews and making sure they're 5-star, then that shows that you've not really understood the changes. Because even Google is fully aware, high percentage of reviews out there are not trustworthy. And your customers also aren't stupid anymore. In fact, some business owners became so obsessed about getting 5-star reviews that they've really missed the point that actually it's not all about the reviews any longer. So let me know in the comments below if you agree that it's been about reviews in the past, and maybe some comments as to what you think Google's currently rewarding for your business. But as my subscribers are seeing on my channel, we're keeping up to date and Google is clearly rewarding other things rather than just reviews. So let's take a look at 4 things that are going to benefit you today. The first one is services. Now, interestingly, Google offers various services for your profile, but when you give those services, so maybe it's a message, maybe you're responding to a booking, maybe someone's emailed you, they've called you, Google now is getting surveys onto how well you did. Now, most people don't know this. It's one of those hidden secrets, but fortunately, one of my clients contacted me to let me know that he was given a survey, and then he told me how he decided to fill that out. So don't always think that when you finish with a customer, that's the end of it. Google's keen to know how well you dealt with your customer. And so your service or customer service is an essential part of ranking higher in Google. Now, the second area is trust. And trust is a difficult one to manage because how do you know whether a business is trustworthy? Well, reviews used to be one way in which you could find out. But what Google does to see if a business is trustworthy is it's also aware of how the business is viewed on all other areas other than Google Business Profile. So it looks at the other indexes, it looks at other citations of your business. It's fully aware of how you're ranked on Facebook or on Twitter. So whereas most people may focus just on Google, they might not realize they do need to also consider the whole internet's view of your business, because that's where trust starts. The third area is customers themselves and the signals that your customers are giving. The view is that Google hopes that your customers will give a realistic view as to whether they trust you and whether you're an authority from their point of view. So that includes your communication, but particularly through reviews, but more the key words that the customers are using in their reviews. That's now being ranked quite heavily by Google. And another thing as well, which we've spoken of recently, and we've seen some businesses do really well with this, is getting the customers to also post photographs of the work or the products that you have. And did you know that not all reviews are the same? So forget the score, forget the keywords, but just local guides themselves have an authority So their reviews are worth more than a person who just reviews you for the first time or has no track record of reviewing other businesses. So people that review also build authority. So there's a lot more involved in building up that customer understanding as far as Google's concerned. And the fourth area is to do with speed. And you may think to yourself, well, how can I change the speed of my Google business profile? But actually it's very much how it integrates with your website. So your branding, and particularly the website that you're using as your main authority website for your business, the speed of it loading, how it appears, how your booking forms appear, whether you've integrated it properly with other areas that Google's inquiring on, maybe suggested to you, have you considered this? A third-party booking form? Are you taking appointments through your website? Does your contact form load correctly? Google is judging you based also on your website. So we want your products, your services, not only to appear on Google Business Profile, but also to appear on your website. And bookings using third-party software is certainly one of the things that Google's encouraging at the moment. Take, for example, this new barber that was in London, just established in 2020. But here you can see how Sarita said she knew her online booking portal would be key to managing her appointments. So there's nothing difficult to do. She just integrated it with her shop, integrated it on her website. But very quickly she saw an increase in bookings, saw an increase in business. In fact, she reports there was 70% increase straight away. The Google business page is one of the first things they see, explains Sarita. For Levi and Co, this translated into a 70% increase in bookings. And this was all coming from her website. So have you considered using bookings or appointments through your Google business profile? Because you may find there's a lot of traffic you can drive to your website, and that in itself will then produce business. And that signals to Google that it's working, and so it escalates into an improved ranking as well when people search for your type of business. So why do I share that? Well, because it shows that even new businesses, just a couple of years ago, even new businesses can establish themselves very quickly using Google Business Profile. Just focusing on just a few things like those 4 things we've just mentioned will help you grow very quickly in Google. So the good news is that Google is still rewarding businesses that are adapting to the changes that Google's requiring today. And you know, there's one other huge factor that Google is currently rewarding. So if you want to know what that factor is, I discuss it on this video here. So I'll meet you on that video.